Previously on Rockhopper videos. So I bought this old 90s Specialized Rockhopper, which looks something like this, and turned it into an even cooler Specialized Rockhopper, like this. And I took it to Shirley Chisholm Park in Brooklyn to show it off. This was early 2020. I was happy with this build and rode it around for a while, but as with all builds, this one was not quite done. Now I'm in Shirley Chisholm State Park again to show off version 2.0. The first thing you might notice is this version of the Rockhopper has a different frame. I found a 1997 Rockhopper for sale in pristine condition, so I bought it and transferred most of the build over. The main advantage the 97 frame has over the original 1990 version is a threadless fork and headset, which allows for a more modern cockpit setup without any adapters. The newer Rockhopper has slightly different tubing sizes, but otherwise the differences between the two frames are pretty minor. I carried over most of the same drivetrain, including the Shimano Dior triple crank and 9-speed derailleurs. I went with more traditional trigger shifters instead of the downtube ones in the previous version. The wheels and tires are also the same, as are the V-brakes. I switched the bars for ones that swept back even further, and a high-rising stem for a very upright riding position. It now has a large porteur rack along with the rear rack I had on previously. I added fenders for this build and supersized the mirror with a heavy-duty motorcycle style one. I think of this bike as an urban truck. It's built for comfort and ability to haul as much as possible. I'm not going to go into detail about the giant horn or the LED wrap around the frame. I have separate videos about them that I'll link above. I rebuilt the old 1990 frame with drop bars after I finished this build. I used Campagnola 9-speed shifters, which index nicely with the Shimano 7-speed drivetrain. I recommend giving it a try. Shirley Chisholm State Park is one of the newer parks in Brooklyn. Its namesake was the first African-American woman in Congress. Here are some more details about her. The park has miles of gravel trail split between two sections. It's one of those places it's hard to believe you're in New York City. There are picnic tables sprinkled around much of the park, and you can watch planes coming in for landing all day long. Come check it out if you're in the New York City area. Here's some bonus footage of a stump jumper I recently built up. This one is almost the same age as the Rockhopper. I've rebuilt it with a 1x7 drivetrain and replaced the suspension fork with a rigid aluminum one. These bikes are fun to work on and even more fun to ride. Thanks for watching.